Hello guys, I'm Josh. Today my video is about Steve Jobs, his exceptional traits, and the relationship about God's Word. Steve Jobs was overseeing the most valuable corporation on earth. He was the primary author of the spectacular success of Apple, which is why many says he was the greatest CEO ever. He spent many years inventing iPhone, inventing iPad, iPod, and many Apple products. And in fact, many of his most exceptional traits are endorsed in God's Word. Perhaps his most distinctive and empowering quality, as well as his most important, was that he was a perfectionist. In a world that tolerates and even exceeds imperfection, the success that Mr. Jobs achieved because of his quest for perfection is worth pondering. The determination to reach perfection is a remarkable quality. In a very real sense, it points us to God. In Matthew chapter 5 verses 48, Jesus Christ commands his followers, "Be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect." This is a profound scripture. It really encapsulates the gospel of God. It is all about human beings actually becoming like God himself, like the image of God. God is a perfectionist. Therefore, in every detail of creating computers and gadgets, even in building the Apple empire and its distinct and its products, Steve Jobs wanted everything to be perfect, and we can see the shadow of Jesus Christ in it. His desire to be perfect, to make his product the most wonderful invention in the world. Take the iPod for example. Just 6 weeks before the iPod was scheduled to be unveiled in 2001, it had a plastic screen. Suddenly, Steve Jobs became convinced that plastic would scratch too easily and that the screen would be glassed. So he told and he made his engineer to invent glass screen so that the screen wouldn't scratch too easily. His decision to make the change sent shockwaves through the company. Designers, engineers, and technicians were sent scrambling to redesign the casing. No other CEO on earth would have made the call. It is quoted by Time magazine on 2011. Steve Jobs didn't care about the added cost or how the media would react. His primary focus was on releasing the most perfect product possible. So as a result, a unique way of thinking creating a product that is as beautiful on the inside as it is on the outside. So no wonder Apple products are in such high demand. Therefore, that's the reason being a perfectionist is a godly quality, which is why it works, because that Steve Jobs embodied his quality in his pursuit of the perfect gadget. And look at the success he attained in that area. And Jesus Christ also challenged us to apply it in the areas of our life that really matters the most. And Steve Jobs actually fulfilled the words of God in his daily life. Steve Jobs was a visionary great man. According to the scripture of Proverbs, chapter 29, verses 18, it says that where there is no vision, the people perish. Whether we apply this spiritually or even to our physical life, our job, our marriage, our family, it remains true. People need vision. In order to truly success, we need to have our mind fixed on the goal, something big, something that important to pursue or aspire to. Steve Jobs was always targeted on his ultimate vision. In 1983, Jobs was searching for a CEO to run Apple. He approached John Sculley, who was working at Pabst Cola at the time and seemed uninterested in the position. Finally, after months of unsuccessfully petitioning Sculley to join the Apple team, Jobs told him flatly, "Do you want to spend the rest of your life selling sugar water, or do you want the chance to change the world?" This man wasn't in the computer business simply to create gadgets or build a global corporation, or even to transform the computer industry. His ultimate ambition was to change the world. Jobs has often been quoted as telling his co-workers, We're here to put a dent in the universe. That was his goal for Apple, and he did his best to make it the goal of every employee working at Apple. Speaking about the vision, Jobs had a novel way of recruiting employees in 1981. During the interview process, he would bring a candidate into a room where a prototype of the Mac was covered by a cloth. Then, with great drama, he would rip the veil from his creation and then watch their reaction. If their eyes lit up, if they went right for the mouse and start pointing and clicking, then Steve would smile and hire them. Jobs wanted himself to be surrounded with people who love Apple wholeheartedly. He only wanted to work with people who have the same vision, the same hopes and dreams for Apple products and services. When asked what he looked for when hiring a senior executive, Jobs responded, "They have to be really smart. But the real issue for me is, are they going to fall in love with Apple?" This too is the biblical principle as well. God is building a team of people who are united in their enthusiasm for his plans and his ways of life. Above all, he wants his men and women after mine own heart, who shall fulfill all my will. It is from the book of Acts chapter 13 verses 22. God tells us through the Apostle Paul to seek those things which are above, where Christ settled on the right hand of God, and to set your affection on things above, not on things on the earth. It is from the book Colossians chapter 3 verses 1 to 2. So one of the greatest challenges in creating Apple products was striking the balance between aesthetic appeal and engineering. Steve Jobs didn't just want the best product technically, he also wanted it to be visually appealing, as simple and pure as possible. In Apple, striking the balance between aesthetic appeal and engineering was not an easy job. From an engineering standpoint, this was never easy. Often, the engineers or manufacturers would tell Steve Jobs that he was demanding the impossible, and style would simply have to be compromised. And instead, Jobs would always fire back, "We are going to do it!" An employee who continued to fail to believe would be fired. Steve Jobs couldn't stand to work with naysayers who always say no to the advice. People who were negative and hadn't fully bought into his vision. He knew that such people would drain him and the rest of his team of optimism and energy. Even this principle has a biblical corollary. From the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 6 verses 14, it said, "Be ye not equally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship hath righteousness with righteousness? And what communion hath light with darkness?" And also in 1 Corinthians chapter 15 verses 33, Paul wrote, "Make no mistake, bad company is the ruin of good character." That was the end of the video today. If you guys enjoy my video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like my video. And I hope you guys to continually support my video in future. I look forward to meeting with you guys again. Bye!